Hey guys, this is Oracle Daphne. My name is Beth. I am back for your January 2015 tarot video horoscope. This is for everyone with their sun, moon, or ascendant in Sagittarius. Can't believe I've gotten you guys. But I've been recording for hours and hours and hours, and I just made some homemade baked beans, and they turned out amazing. I've been cooking all day. And my plan tonight was to go out and pick up a guy, you know, at least look a little bit hot and go out and see what I could find in Ellensburg. Not that that's hard because, you know, there's guys like left and right all over the place. And I still might do that. It just depends on how, you know, how tired I am after my videos and whatnot and if I actually feel like it. Lately, I've been getting a lot of... I guess, difficult, I would say, situations with clients regarding love and romance. Everybody seems to be looking for love and romance, and a lot of people are having a difficult time finding it. And so my suggestion is if you're having a difficult time, it'd be good to do a comparison spread and see, look at like what, you know, what's really blocking you, what's holding you back, you know, if you've tried internet dating or if you've tried, you know, meeting people, you know, on like special social groups or whatever, and it's still not working, you know, it would be good to kind of figure out like why it's not working, like what the issue is. So feel free to email me, elizabetholson31@gmail.com, and I'm $75 for 1 hour, and it's $150 for 2 hours. So anyways, this is for everyone with their sun, moon, or ascendant in Sagittarius. And I'm just going to roll it out and see what we got here for you guys. Now you guys do have some hotness coming in here. You guys got, I think of this as the sex card, okay? This is the card that, you know, this is the whole ball of wax. But it can also be, you know, a one-time thing, a one-night stand, you know, where you don't sleep with each other again. You know, you also got the Lover's card right next to it, okay? So in the position of your emotions, you want love. And it's interesting, I started out with my video doing this, talking about love and romance. You know, Sagittariuses really do want love and romance. They are looking for love. And what's coming in is this. Now, is this card. Now, the thing is, as Sagittarius, you may be in kind of like... I feel like you may be kind of going through a phase where you're attracting this guy, which is a guy that doesn't necessarily want to have a commitment. They want to have sex, and there is love there, and there is romance there, and there is happiness there, but there may not be a commitment. So be on the lookout for that, because this is what you want. You want marriage, commitment, and this is what you're kind of getting, which is different, okay? So... I feel like you're going to be getting love, but I feel like it's going to be a little bit challenging because you're going to want commitment and they might not. That's the problem. And you're kind of in survival. You're going to be going into survival mode, which is, or you could be dealing with a bad dude, someone who's not good for you. You know, someone who just wants to have sex with you. I feel like more like your perspective though in January is survival mode. It is. How do I pay my bills? What kind of jobs do I need to do in order to have excess money? You know, do I need to get a second job? Do I need to just get, you know, another full-time job? You know, what do I need to do in order to make ends meet here? And the message for this energy is to trust the universe, to trust that things are going to be okay, to not just live your life in this way, okay? It's a way of living. It's not just an idea. It's not an attitude. It's a way of living. It's like a way of life that you continue to do, that you continue to just be in survival mode. So that means you only go out and buy one roll of toilet paper because, you know, you're afraid that you don't have enough money for like a whole pack, you know, and you'll return something because, you know, you don't have enough money You know, to you don't think you're going to have enough money to make the ends meet, so you go return something. And it's just, you know, it's this feeling of just struggle and strife. And I kind of do feel like you need to get a full-time job. I feel like you need to be doing something that's bringing you in more money, so you don't have to constantly worry about money. I feel like you need to take a look at your finances. I think that's like the main thing. Take a look at your finances. Be like, okay, well, what do I have coming in? What do I have going out? What do I need to be making in order to make this work? And if you're not making enough, then you need to either, like I said, get a second job, or you need to get a different full-time job. You know, something that's going to pay you more. That's basically the idea. Now, the outcome is actually really positive. It's the, think of this as the social happiness card, social gathering card. I feel like you're going to be you're going to be going out more, socializing more. The thing is, this survival mode energy kind of blocks you from going out, I feel, because if you don't have enough money to go out, how are you going to go out? And I kind of feel like they kind of perpetuate itself. So it's sort of like you like want to go out. So you'll spend money on a taxi, you'll spend money on going out with your friends, drinking, whatever, restaurants, parties, and then you'll be like, well, why don't I have any money? And you'll go start penny pinching and being like, well, maybe I need to get a different job, maybe I need to do this. So I feel like you're in a cycle, actually. And I feel like you don't think that your social life affects this survival mode. Yes, you need to go out, and yes, you need to be social, but going out is very expensive. Going out is, you know, even just going out for one drink is expensive, you know. So I would just think these are things that are coming to me, things to consider, you know. What you don't see coming, I'm kind of going in reverse here because I just took a look at these cards and this is what's popping out at me. What you don't see coming, what's soon to happen, is this peace of mind card, which is the Eight of Cups. And the Eight of Cups is moving away from troubling times, okay? Your attitude is still about survival mode, though. So even though, you know, maybe emotionally you feel good, and you have the Lover's card in the position of emotion, so that's even better, you're still worried about money. You're still worried about your finances. You're still in the mode of just living day to day. You need to start planning ahead. You need to start looking at your life as like the bigger picture. And the funny thing is, Sagittarius is the archer, so it's like looking ahead. It's always looking ahead. But I feel like Sagittarius, there's things that you're missing in your finances, something that you're spending money on that you don't even realize. And I think you're spending money on going out, and you're not realizing how much that adds up to at the very end of the day. So if that means you need to cut back on going out and the cab rides and all that, then that's what it means, you know. Sagittarius need to go out. They need to be social. So, but you need to restructure your finances so you're not in survival mode and still able to go out, okay? I'm not saying cut off all your friends and, like, you know, stop going out at all. I'm just saying cut back if you can, you know. Do things that are free with your friends. If you like to go out and drink, then, or even like going to a restaurant, again, it's expensive. It gets expensive, even if you go like once a week. The foundation is determination, which I have to give you, Sag, you are. Okay, so I feel like this is a Sag guy. Sag guys, you have been really determined. And it's funny that I was talking about the focus. You are really focused too. This is the long ago distant past. This is the recent past. Having them back to back like this is sort of like you're cruising. You've been cruising towards your goals. You've got your sights set on something. But in here, he's missing, this is classic Sagittarius, you're missing all the details and the messages and all that stuff that's supposed to come through for you in the process, on the journey. And here, you're just kind of going in, all guns blazing, into a situation which you know that you're going to win, but at the same time, you should go in with a little bit more tact, okay? Sagittarius' lack tact. They lack kind of social grace and the social skills. So I would say, I mean, they love to be social with their friends, but they lack that social etiquette, I feel. They'll constantly, they'll say the thing that is on everybody's mind, but everybody else knows better not to say it, but Sagittarius will just say it. They'll just blurt it out, you know? And it'll be funny. It's kind of refreshing, you know, because they're so kind of awkward, but, you know, that's just kind of how it is. So, anyways, what's crowning you is the Three of Wands in reverse, which is, it says, life is a roller coaster, settling for something because it feels safe, knowing it's time to change for the better, and yet getting stuck on one track being king, okay? So this is what's going on, like, at this moment, what's on your mind. And you're feeling like, okay, so to me, it feels very undecided. The card is about being undecided, and you're on the fence about something. And you need to get off the fence, and you feel like there's only one answer, and whatever that answer is, you need to do it. But that's not how it is. There's always more than one answer. There's always more than one way. She can't, in the upright position, she can't find her way. In the reverse position, she's been standing there for a really long time, trying to figure out what's the best way. What's the best way? How do I do this? 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 What do I do? What do I do? And she needs to just realize that it's not going to be where she steps off that ledge and everything's going to be perfect. No, there's going to be more challenges in life. Is there a good way to do this, or to do, you know, is there a good or the best path to choose in your life? I feel like the words every step you make is a choice. Every step you make is part of, like, you making your life. It's not like the road is going to be like the yellow brick road for you, okay? It's not going to become the yellow brick road once you take this step and you make this decision. It's going to be challenging. It's going to be hard. It's going to be whatever the universe throws at you, you know, a shit festival, you know? It could be the worst thing ever, but at least you made that decision. You stepped off that fence. You made that choice. You need to choose. You need to choose whether, even if it's the wrong way, you need to choose. You need to make a choice. And I feel like even if you think it's an unwise choice, you still just need to make the choice. You need to make the choice and kind of, okay, so it's sort of like you need to make the choice and then go with whatever happens, okay? Just go with it. Just be like, okay, I'm just going to go with it. You know, you only live once, right? That's what you need to, that's the attitude that you need to have. That's the challenge for Sagittarius. Sagittarius needs to fire up and go. I feel like this is a lot of air. I feel like there's some aspect to your chart that has a lot of air. Maybe it's Gemini, Libra, Aquarius in your chart somewhere that's giving you this, it's like you're dangling. You're just kind of dangling, kind of just hanging out in, like, in this undecided mode. And you just need to do it. You know, fire up the engine and go. I mean, it's weird because in the past, you were focused. You were determined. You were like, you were going. And now, it's like you've come to an end. You come to this place where you're just like, it's like a dead end. And you're like, I don't know what to do. Do I go back? Do I go forward? What do I do? How do I get past this? And there's a path that you have not explored yet that you do need to go down. You need to find it on your own, and you need to find it by experience, and you need to find it by choosing a path. You're not going to find the path. You just need to choose a path, and you'll get to that path naturally. So, okay, so it's sort of like you're going to choose like all these, one of like 1,000 different pathways. And it's all going to lead you to another set of 1,000 pathways, which is all going to lead you, and you're going to choose then too. And it's going to lead to another 1,000 pathways, and you're going to choose then. And eventually you'll be on the right path. You'll be making your path. And it's sort of like going through the forest and cutting through the trees and the bushes and forging a little path for yourself. The path is not there. It's not made. Somebody else, cannot go through that first. You have to make it yourself. You have to take that machete and cut away some of those palm trees and just be like, okay, this is what I'm doing. This is the way I'm going to go, There's like, I don't know if it's that show Survivor. It's not Survivor. It's a different show where the guy and the girl go out into the wilderness and they're like naked and they're trying to survive, and maybe it is Survivor. I don't know. And they eventually have to just make a choice, be like, okay, are we going to go or are we not? I think I watched a little bit where they were stuck in the swamp and they're like, are we going to stay in the swamp? We have no food. We can't stay here forever. We're just hanging out. We better just face it and see if we can find land and hope and pray to God and they did actually. They did find land. So this is the kind of thing. It's the same principle. You need to get off the place. You need to get off the place that you're in, that stuck place, and just go. And have faith that you will get to your destination, that you will find land, that you will make your own way. It'll be nobody else's way but yours. But once you forge that way, it'll be a direction, and that will be the right direction, and you will be headed in the right direction. By staying on that little, they had that like this little hut in the swamp, and they're like, do we stay here? By staying in that little hut in the swamp, it's leading to nothing. You're not going anywhere. You're just hanging out. Better to get off that little thing and go see if there's land and forge your own way than just stay stuck. Where was I? Oh, so you have this, interestingly, card this is the heart of the issue. This is the path that you're on, and you're crowned by indecision. You have decision and indecision all in the same reading, okay? So this would have been the first card that I would have read to you, but since I chose the other ones, I went that route first. So it's interesting that I've been talking about making a decision this whole time, because this is like the path that you're on to making a decision. It says to make a decision after much deliberation. The answer is in your favor. Many family squabbles and drama over petty issues or money issues. Fighting for the throne or inheritance. To move away from trouble and fighting and negative people. Speaking your truth is power. To move on with your life using the sword of truth. The sword of truth for you is your tongue, okay? So it's speaking your truth. It's saying how it is. It's telling people this is what I want. This is what I expect. I expect nothing less, deal with it, right? Some people think that I'm tough, and I am, and I can be, but that's what you need to do. And interestingly, what's crossing you is the Queen of Swords, and the Queen of Swords is the Ice Queen, the Fairy Queen, okay? The Winter Fairy, okay? This is someone who is born in the winter time. This is Capricorn or Aquarius. My feeling is, and Sagittarius are born in the winter time as well. So December is winter time. So, but this is, to me, this is like an air sign. This is either Capricorn or Aquarius. That's how I see it. You may have some Capricorn in your chart. You may have some Aquarius in your chart. She is not taking shit from anybody. In my Aquarius video, I said how Aquarius was really going to be in the month of January feeling like everyone's a bloody wanker, and to hell with people that don't like what they say, and that's the attitude. And she is just like, tell me the truth, or I'll cut your throat. She's that sharp. She's that hard. She's an edge, So she's turned badass. This is Sagittarius. You've gone badass, okay? Here's a high five to that, okay? That, or you know an Aquarius female who is badass, you know, and you kind of, you appreciate the fact that she knows better than to settle for less. She knows. She knows when somebody's lying to her. She knows how to speak her truth. She knows how to use her tongue. She knows what to say, how to say it, and she will slit your throat if somebody, you know, tries to slit hers, you know. It's interesting, you know. But I feel like Sagittarius, you're going badass, even if, you know, this is not you. Even if this is somebody crossing your path that, you know, you're talking to, whatever. You know, you've gone badass. In my opinion, you've gone badass, okay? So don't let anybody stop you, okay? Just say it how it is, okay? They don't like it, tough shit, okay? And, you know, make the decision. The decision is yes. Go for it, okay? Just do it. Don't hold back. You know, you're half person and half horse. The horse is always rearing to go, you know. The human in you, the person in you is holding back. Go slowly, okay? Don't rush. Go slowly and carefully because in the past you were missing stuff. So I feel like if you do that, you'll be fine. Let me see. I'm going to pull one more card. I always say one more, but then it ends up being three more. And your final three cards are the Miser, okay, which we also got for Scorpio. You may be dealing with a Scorpio. The Ace of Cups and the Ace of Pentacles. To me, these three in combination are interesting. One is hoarding money. The other is having an abundance of money. And the other one is the increase in financial prosperity, okay? So rule number one, do not hoard. Be giving. Be open. Be open to change. Be open to giving people things. When was the last time you got somebody something? Before you go out and spend $300 on a jacket, you know, see if you can find somebody who, you know, if there's some friend that needs in need, you know, send them some money through PayPal or something, you know, or send them what's it called, like a Visa card to Safeway or something, you know. There's a lot of people out there that don't have enough food. They're barely getting by. They're eating ramen noodles, you know. Just see if you can help them in some way. That would be positive. That would make you happy. But also, this is also, too, the beginning of feelings. Having feelings for somebody. This is the beginning of a relationship. Be careful that you don't fall in love with this guy, okay? Hold out for this guy. Because this guy, will sleep with you and not talk to you again. This guy, although there is potential for marriage there, commitment hasn't happened yet. Until you get the commitment, you know, get a Patty Stanger t-shirt that says, you know, no sex before monogamy, right? That's what you got to do. You know, learn from her mistake. Too much passion here can lead you to, you know, this angry bird. I don't even have that in my phone, but I remember people always talked about playing Angry Birds. But this is an angry place. You know, you don't want to go into this angry place. This, you know, feeling like, you know, it's fighting. It's a fighting energy. Feeling like you've got to fight, you know. You don't want to go to that place. Although I don't really feel like it's going to end up that way. I just feel like for some reason you may have feelings for someone who doesn't want a commitment. In which case it's complicated because there's no way you can force it. You have to just let things be. You have to just let things happen the way they're supposed to happen naturally in time. Which is probably the most frustrating thing you've heard me say all evening, but that's the truth. So I'm using my sword, so I'm telling you how it is. So anyways, you guys are awesome, and you guys know it. So thank you so much for all your very kind emails and comments. I do very little commenting because I'm very busy with my private readings right now, but I still have time in my schedule for people who want to have a private reading. Feel free to email me, elizabetholson31@gmail.com, and I'd love to set something up for you. I'm really flexible about times. I do have both, morning and afternoon or evening appointments, so it works around your work schedule. And it's $75 for an hour, and it's $150 for two. I think I said that before. And have a happy new year, So anyways, I send you big hugs, big kisses, and I will talk to you guys again soon. Thanks so much. Take care.